to Bottom Line with Roni and Byron. We have a special show for you today. It's our Mother's Day show. It's called One Woman, Many Roles. And we have some ladies here that's going to discuss with us how do they balance family life, work life, and everything else. So this is our second year doing One Woman, Many Roles. Last year we did it and it was a great success. So we thought we'd bring it back to you. I'm going to introduce them to you. We have returning from last year, Anna Garcia, who is a mother, a wife, and a judge in the 14th Judicial Circuit. Say hi, Anna.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me, Roni.
You're welcome. Then we have Sabrina Clay, who is a mother and a showrunner for CNN. Say hi, Sabrina.
Hey.
Then we have Alicia Clemens, who is a wife, mother, and principal at Chipley High School. Say hi, Alicia.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back.
Good. Returning from last season, that is Alicia as well. So we're going to get right to it and just dive into it and say, how do you balance it all? I'm going to start with Alicia. How do you balance it all? You're a wife, you're a mother, and a principal. How do you do it?
First of all, I always have to say I have to consult God and just, ask him to help me. So that's always number one. And I think communication, I have to make sure that I, discuss, my job, my profession, what I have to do with my family. I think that's important. They know what's going on and ask, well, how do you feel about it? Are you okay with this? I have a daughter, she's graduating high school this year. And, I'm not always able to be with her. She cheers. She's an active student. But I just want to make sure that she does not feel that, I'm not supporting her like I should. So we have those discussions. I think communication is very, very important. So having a good, connection with God, prayer life, of course, and, communicating with my family. I think that's how we do it. We have to support each other.
That makes sense. Sabrina, what about you? How do you do it all?
That's hard. I would say I heard something today on a television show, not one of mine, but on a television show where someone said, in the juggle, I try to keep all the balls in the air, but I try to keep the glass balls in the air and let the plastics ones fall sometimes. So that's how I make sure the glass ones stay in the air, but you got to allow the plastic ones to fall sometimes. And I think that was the best. That's a way it helps me understand it, because you can't do it all. There are days when my daughter has to come first. There are days when my job has to come first. And it's, I don't know anyone that can do it all every day. I just don't, or at least I don't know how to. So my goal from now on, after hearing what I heard this morning, was to keep the glass balls in the air.
That's a great analogy. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, that is really good. Anna?
I like that analogy as well, Sabrina. And, to echo some of your comments, I mean, certainly what Alicia said, so important, to just stay in prayer about it, because that's the only way we can get through it. But I think to not give others the impression that there is this balance, because I think, just like Sabrina said, there are times when I think I'm really, really good at my job. And there are times when I think I'm really, really good at being a mom. And usually that's when I'm able to really dedicate all of me to that, whatever it is I'm focused on. And so on the mornings when I'm really, really focused on my boys, and I feel like I've given them a nutritious breakfast, and we've had a calm getting ready, not a yelling and getting ready, and everyone's happy and content going to school, then I feel like I'm a pretty good mom, but then when I'm focused on something else and I get to work and, everything gets tuned out, phones get tuned out, everything else. And, maybe I do a pretty good job at my job, But I don't know that we balance it all at all times, and you just do the best you can, and not be too hard on yourself when you can't be the best at all of your different roles at the exact same time.
And I think part of that too is one of the things I try to do is be present with whatever it is I'm doing.
Yep.
So if I'm spending like time with my daughter, I'm present there. I have to make, I'm saying this is the time that I'm going to spend with you. So when the phone is ringing and the cell phone's ringing, I don't answer it then. But when I'm doing my work, I have to tell my daughter, I have to be present right now and focus on this. And mommy can't do that with you right now. Okay. So I think that's the other, it's cliche-ish, but I think it's true. It's not the amount of time, it's the quality. Do you know what I mean? That you spend with your kids. That's how I've done. Like, I can't spend all the hours with you, but when I am spending time with you, I'm present there. And it's all about me and you then, and that's how I look at it too.
You know what, that's effort for me. I'm being honest, because my mind a lot of times races. And so honestly, I had to make it an effort, like say it, okay, I got to be present. And sometimes I don't achieve that. And I got to get better at that, because, I don't know if it's just my mind or what, but I'm constantly trying to do multiple things and I go lacking on being present. And so just a few months ago, I said that. I say it every few months, to be honest with you. Like Ron says, you gotta refocus, you gotta be present, whatever you're doing. And I don't always succeed. Yeah.
Well, Roni, along those lines, Sabrina, I thought that was a really, really good example of, hey, when I'm with my daughter, I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm not going to answer text messages, right? Being present. And when you're at work, I'm not going to answer your call, sweetie, because, I'm at work and I'm focused. What other tools do you guys use? Because that's something, Roni, that I share with you 100%. I struggle with. I want to be present, because then if you're not, then it's really like you're not good at any of them, any of the time. You know what I mean? You're giving not 100% to anything. What else do you guys do? I mean, do you guys do things like, Roni, with like yoga, meditation? What do you do that really makes you want to be in the present?
Like, honestly, for me, like the last 2 days, I have not worked out. And so for me, I'm kind of scattered. Even at this moment, I'm just kind of scattered because I had so many things going on and I missed my workout time. I missed my meditation time like I normally do it. And so, but when I do those in the mornings, that really like sets the tone. It's like it sets the thermostat for the rest of the day. And I can tell when I don't do it. Like yesterday and today, I did not have that time like I normally do. And it's just, yeah. So that's for me. Sabrina, what about you?
I don't meditate. I don't exercise much, all bad things. But what I do am good at doing is literally time management. Is what I do, is how I do it. I have, and some people say it's a little rigid. I don't find myself, I'm very flexible with it, but having it written down, okay, this is what I have to do. This is what I'm doing at 10 helps me. Yes, I can deviate from it, but then I can always come back to sort of something that's planned, a routine. I know what I'm supposed to be doing then. And even if I have to do something else, I know I have to get back to doing that. So schedules work for me. They've always worked for me. Writing things down always have worked for me. It's also part of my, it helps me feel like I've accomplished something. If I've dedicated 30 minutes of my day to playing, a board game or whatever with my daughter at 6 o'clock, let's say I'm doing that, I can cross that off my list and I feel like I've accomplished that. I did that, you know what I mean? And then, okay, what else? Now I have to make sure I, get the clothes out, for tomorrow and get her ready and make sure the hair and all of that. And I give myself, by 8:30, she's in bed. We're reading a story and she's getting ready to go to bed. That's usually more times than not, it's 8:45, it's 8:50. But it still helps me work toward having some sort of you know, goal or routine of what I'm supposed to be doing. And most cases, you know, I can get it done that way. That helps me because I'm just a person that needs a list of something. My day runs by a list. I need structure. And that helps me get things done. And some days those things go to the next day because I didn't get them done. But every day, then I start with something new. And then I can cross it off. And I feel like I've accomplished something that day. I don't look back. What about you? So many people say, what did I do today? I can always look back and see what I've done.
That's pretty good. That's good. What about you?
Well, with me, it seems like it may be the same way with everyone else, but my days are always different. I never know what's going to occur, you know, here at school. But what I find that helps me is that, you know, getting out of the office and going back to, you know, my roots, going into the classroom and just being there and observing students and teachers interacting, just getting in there and just listening and just watching them, because you can get in like a rut almost. You're just in the office all the time and people are coming in and out, and that part is not the fun part of my job, but just actually talking to young people and just understanding, you know, hey, how's school going for you? You know, what are some things that we can do to help you? Are we missing anything? Just talking to them, getting to know them. I think that's very, very important. And it's also fun. I listen, you know, it's different too as a mother when your children get older. So like when I get home in the afternoons or in the evenings, my daughter is 18, Olivia, she's at home with me. She doesn't want to talk to me as much. So I don't, the bedtime stories and all of that, you know, when she sees me, it's like, okay, you're home. It's good. I'm glad you made it home. But okay, she needs her time. She wants her time. So that part is different for me. So just talking to her when I can, you know, and just, again, it goes back to just communicating. And also with my husband, you know, we talk a lot at night. So things in my life, they're kind of changing right now because of, you know, where we are as parents. We have one who's 23 and one who's 18, and they're just starting their own lives. And so, you know, that part is different for me. Yeah.
So wow. So what I've just heard is we have Sabrina, you said scheduling that helps you to balance it all. You know, Anna, you referenced the same thing, scheduling. We talked about meditation. You know, we talked about, you know, having that time for me in the mornings that set the thermostat. And Alicia, it sounds like you're saying that just getting back to, you know, it sounds like you're saying because you're now in an administrative role, what helps you is to just get back to the basics of how you started it all.
Yes, you know, being around young people. I mean, I love, you know, just talking to them, and it just helps me. It helps me to get through the day, which I do love my job, but I like interacting with them. And sometimes in this role, you're not in the classrooms as much. You know, I'm not, but just you know, getting back in there with my students and just listening to them and just, you know, you developing those relationships. I think, you know, I need to know them. I need to be able to reach them if you can think of it that way. I want them to know that, you know, I'm there for them, and just being around them helps me.
So Alicia, I'll ask you this. So you're saying, you know, being around them helps you in the you know, basically in the class. So
right.
When you're, you know, by yourself or, you know, away from school, what do you do to just kind of get yourself refocused?
Well, I like to read. I do enjoy reading. At one time, I exercised more. I hope to get back into doing that. I know that is very, very important. But reading right now, it helps me to kind of, you know, with my downtime. I like to do that, and, you know, just being home and enjoying being home, because like tonight, right now, I'm at school, Last night we had a band concert. The night before it was a baseball game. So there's just always something going on, and just being home and enjoying, my family. I like to do that as much as I can.
So would you guys say well, I'll say this for me, the older I get, the more I just like to be home. I just like to be home. I don't, honestly, if somebody asked me to go, somewhere, it just depends. But I rather just be home. What about you guys? You guys feel that way?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That's when you're so busy. Yeah. When you're so busy, it's just,
I feel like I have like a minuscule portion of what Alicia probably goes through. Sabrina, I'm not so sure with show writer. I'm sure you come in contact with so many people, but Alicia comes in contact with how many hundreds of people on a daily basis. So yes. I know that when I come home and I've come in contact with, I don't know, let's say 100, I'm just done. And I want nobody to talk to me and just leave me be for a minute. So I can't imagine with you, with an entire school full of people that you come in contact with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised when she said that helps. But everybody's different. Like I would probably feel like you, Anna, like that many people, I just rather just not talk. Yeah.
You mean once you get home, you don't want to talk?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't have to talk much. Like I said, I have an 18-year-old, so we're not going to have long conversations. But I just want to make sure that she's okay. I just want her to know that, hey, I'm not always here or at the school with you, but I just want to make sure that you're okay. And she's fine with that. Yeah. When she was younger, I was not in this role and I was able to be there for her. At the schools for different meetings and whatever it is that, she had going on at her schools. But, as long as I know that she's okay, then I'm good.
So let me ask you this. I'll let everybody, this is a question for everyone. Is it important to you to have like girl time, like the time away from work, time away from the kids, the family? Is that important to you? I'll start with you, Anna.
Absolutely. The challenge is finding the time to do it and not feeling guilty about taking the time to do it. Because when we are so busy in our roles, in our professions, then if we take girl time, it's going to be on the weekends. And so then you're foregoing family time. And that's challenging. But once you can get over the hump of saying, okay, I'm just going to take this me time, take care of me first. Then I think it's so invigorating. It's just so refreshing to be around like-minded women who you care about, who you can totally relax in front of and just be yourself, right? And disconnect and just take that time. Absolutely. But I can honestly say that my last girls event, I think it was 2 years ago. So this is not anything that occurs regularly. I wish it did, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
What about you, Sabrina?
I can't, I remember my last sort of girl time was a friend's birthday. It doesn't occur often for me, but I'm a natural introvert. So I don't mind being by myself. What happens, I am most comfortable, being by myself. I work in an industry where I do have to speak a lot and talk in front of people and all that stuff. And I can do that, but I'm most happy, just doing my own thing by myself. So that makes me happy. When you were saying the question before, what do you do? I'm happy to sit on the couch and watch television because I work in television. So when I'm doing it, I'm doing television. I like to sit on the couch and if it'll watch ratchet TV sometimes instead of news. That makes me happy because I'm just being entertained. I don't have to worry about all the things that I have to worry about doing a show. So that makes me happy. It's my quiet time. It's when I tell my daughter, you know, go in your room and play and do something else. And I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch some ratchet television.
There you go.
You say
I'm
that to her,
there.
that it's
I'm
ratchet
there.
TV.
Yeah. All the Real Housewives too.
Exactly,
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Alicia?
Girl time, it's been a while since I've, have been able to hang out with friends, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I really am. I think it just changes as you get older. In my 20s and 30s, I got, I felt that I needed to, be with friends more, but I think I'm content, just being at home, with my family when I have the time. That's where I want to be.
I like the special occasions, like a birthday, like a, whatever it is, to hang out then. But on any given weekend, I'm so exhausted and tired. I just want to be home and just, not do anything and not have somebody constantly, like Alicia was saying, coming and asking you questions and you having to make decisions constantly. I just, the worst thing I want to be able to do on the weekend is, tell my daughter, no, you can't watch that. No, you can't do that. The small things, and not make the huge decisions every single all day long that you do. So yeah, and I'm okay with it too. I'm with Alicia. I'm okay.
That's interesting. I think now it sounds like the older you get, the less you need that girl time. But I kind of am still a little on the fence, and what I'm referring to is like I don't go out to lunch. I know Anna, you and I have talked about that. Alicia, you and I have talked about that, but we have never, really made it happen. But Alicia, you and I did this past weekend with our husbands, and that was just
right.
So we didn't get that in, but we've been talking about just you and I going to lunch. Anna, you and I, same thing, and we have not made it happen. So I do think, I don't know, it was just every couple of months or something. For me, I think it'll be good to just get with somebody, your friends that you can just have lunch with or dinner or something. I mean, does that just mean, not all the time,
Well,
but
I think it's important sometimes. I think it's important to, just reconnect and connect with those people outside of your family, outside of whatever, just look at people. We've been through this pandemic, but it's helpful to look at people in the eye and make sure you're okay. I haven't talked to you in so long. You are my friend, to look at you and see the smile, to see, or to look deeper and see that things are not okay, that you can't hear or on the phone or whatever. I do think it's important. It's just, I don't know that you have to do it every day. I don't know that you have to do it every week and all that kind of thing.
Maybe once a quarter.
It's a check-in. I think a check-in is good. That's
a good way to put it. A check-in. So whether it's once a month or once a quarter, I think we need to do it. I think so. What about you, Anna?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, when you guys were talking about like lunch the other day, I ended up being able to, things just went away. And I had a friend who was in town and said, hey, can you grab lunch? And I was able to grab lunch. And because things went away on my calendar, we ended up sitting at lunch at Yamato's for 3 hours. Wow. And for the whole rest of the day, I just had a smile on my face, and it was just so nice to sit and visit and connect, just like Sabrina said. And it's almost like the spontaneity of it, but also the fact that you didn't have other cares, because if you were there from 12 to 1 and, you knew you had to get back, then you don't quite enjoy it like you should. But I think we also have to be really deliberate about it, because Roni, we have not gone to lunch because neither of us have said, all right, we're going to get it on the calendar, and we've got to be deliberate, because then, 6 months pass, a year pass, and we certainly want to do it, but we don't do it because for me, I normally just sit at my desk and get through my stuff, because you're like, everyone's gone. No one's wanting anything from me. I can work. And so it's just so much easier to do that. So if we're not deliberate, then maybe we won't have that really good time to just, catch up with someone you care about,
So we have to make it on the fly. Like Alicia did that this past Friday. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna check with Roger. We can do it. So, on the
Yeah,
fly,
that's cool.
it works better. Yeah. So let me ask you guys this. So do you ever feel like, your mother, you got work and you're trying to do so much. Do you ever feel like crying?
Yeah, and I do.
All the
Sometimes
time.
it just gets overwhelming, when you look at everything you have on your plate. Sometimes you just have to take a minute and just say, and just really, if you have to cry, you have to cry and be like, I just need a moment. Or you have to close the door and say, I need a moment. I just need a moment. And all of that is okay. Just to, to get it back together. But yeah, you need a moment. There's a lot going on, and we all have a lot going on.
Yeah,
and again, that's when I go back to what the person said. Let the plastic balls drop. Keep the glass ones in the air. And that's all I can do right now is keep the glass ones in the air.
I'm gonna take that. That's really good. I'm gonna take that. I mean, for sure, with me. Alicia, let me ask you this. Now, are you able to leave your job at the job or no?
She's in jail.
Most of the time.
Here now. You know what? I just feel such a responsibility to be here. So when I'm not here, I'm thinking, okay, I hope everything's, is running smoothly. There are no problems. So physically I may leave, but mentally I'm still here at the, here at the school, from 8 to 4 or 5 sometimes. So to go to lunch during the day, to be honest with you, that doesn't happen with me. It doesn't. I might send for lunch to come to me, someone to bring it back, but I just don't leave during the day to go to lunch. See, right here, this is lunch sometimes for me. It's right.
So what about when you get home? Can you shut it off 70%? I know you can't do it totally because you are the principal, but 80%, 90%, can you shut it off when you enter your house?
You know what? I have gotten much better with shutting it off. And I have learned to just turn off my phone. And I have learned, on the weekends, I don't have to reply or respond to emails or text messages. It's hard with my phone on, but if I turn it off, it's, I can get through it. But it has gotten better. Some things I used to just keep right here weighing on my shoulders, but I've learned, hey, I've got to let it go. I will say, I didn't say this. You did ask a question. What do you do to kind of get back to normal with yourself? I do like to get massages. I think that's enjoyable. Massages are enjoyable. So when I can get a massage, I do that.
That's good. Yeah. Massages.
That helps.
Yeah, I'm sure it does help. I'm sure it does. So I'm going to go back to Anna. You have, small boys. Are they under 12? Yeah.
One over, one under. Yes.
Okay. So what is your, I guess you say, your goal as a parent, for them? Like what are you trying to accomplish? I mean, you don't have to say one particular thing, but just kind of general overall. What do you like?
I would love at the end of the day, when they become adults, for them to be kind to others, show love. I want them to be happy. I want them to be happy in what they do. And I always struggle in making sure that I don't try to support what I want them to do versus what they may want to do. Now they're young, so we'll see, right? But I would imagine, and Alicia, I'm sure you're having the struggle, that it's a struggle to make sure that you don't decide what you think is best for them versus what they love and what will make them happy, right? That's what I want. But more than anything, I just want them to be good human beings, right? I want to teach them love. I want to teach them kindness towards others. I feel unlike Sabrina, I'm an extrovert, and Ronnie, I think you're an extrovert. So I think maybe that's why we really do need the girl time, because if we don't have that, you know, that's problematic for us. But I'm an extrovert in that, you know, I love people. Like, I love to get to know people. I love to interact with people. Sometimes I've got to work myself up to the interaction, you know, with invitations and, you know, deciding, okay, I'm going to go, and you don't want to go, but when you get there, you love it. And you're just like, I don't want to leave. I'm so glad I did that. And so I want to show them that, and I want them to just love people. And I think that everything else just kind of flows from that. I mean, you then become a good person, you do well at your job, you're just, you know, a good contributing member of society. So I just want that for them.
What about you, Alicia?
What do I want for my girls? I want them to be happy. I want them to, whatever they choose to do, I want them to love it. It's do what they're passionate, you know, about. And I want them to laugh. I want them to just enjoy being who they are. I want them to be respectful to other people. I think that's so important in today's society. When you're, you know, that means you respect others' feelings. You respect, you know, by your mannerisms. I think that it's so important. And just like someone said earlier, it's important, you know, that they're kind. I want them to be kind to people. We need that in our world.
That's true. That's true. Sabrina, you have the youngest kid.
Echo what everyone else has said, but the other thing I'd love for Sawyer to have is be empathetic, to care about others. I think we are lacking that in our society right now, and she's full of that. And also for her, I want for her to dream big, whatever that is. You know what I mean? Whatever that means for her. I don't want her to have any limitations on what she thinks is out there for her. So what, you know, even if she chooses, whatever she chooses to be, I want her to know that the possibilities are endless for her.
Now, Sabrina, you're a single mom.
Yep.
And you're raising this young, beautiful girl in the big city.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
You know, I have help, and you know, being a single mom I used to have a cousin who lived maybe 40 minutes away. She moved back to Florida, so I now have no family near, but I do have lots of friends and that village that, you know, is willing to step in and help. And like I said, I also have help, which that's what, you know, I turned the volume down and the ringer off, but I have the phone here because my sitter is texting me about what she and Sawyer are doing. But it's hard because unlike, even though I grew up in DC, I spent a lot of time, you know, Ralston knows that every summer I was sent back home to Florida, you know, that's what you did. They sent you home for the summer. So I felt like I have that. She's so exposed at 6 years old to so much these days, you know, but like I know any day now, this child at 6 years old is coming home and saying, Mommy, there's no Santa. I know it's coming. I know it's coming at 6, and it makes me sad. You know, it makes me sad. But, you know, the city it's hard because it's so big, and unfortunately, you know, I can't be there at all times. I just can't, you know, so I have to entrust other people to have her well-being at hand.
Is that hard for you, trusting other people?
100%. I mean, that's partly one thing. I am an introvert, but the other thing is I have to have a babysitter, and there's only like 2 people I trust, you know what I mean, to watch. And if they're not available, Sabrina's not going. Simple as that, you know? And I'm okay with that, but that is, I can't drop her off at my mom's. I can't drop her off at an aunt's or a grand. I can't do any of that. So if these 2 people have something else planned, I'm not going, because that's who I trust with her, because it's scary up here. There's just so much that she's exposed to that, and I can't cut it off. I do my best, but I also want her to be savvy and smart, you know what I mean? And so it's a struggle what to expose them to, what don't, and it's a struggle, but I love this area of the country. I love, my daughter has done so much. I know that I was a full-grown adult before I went to a Broadway show, but for her 5th birthday, she went to a Broadway show. And I love being able to expose her to that kind of thing. But I was like, you are one lucky kid at 5 years old. I was an adult before I saw a Broadway show.
So it's like
so those things, it allows me to do those things up here,
I was saying, there's a catch-22. There's some big ups, and then there's some, like you said, you're away from your
100%.
family.
It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off.
It's a trade-off, yeah.
It's a trade-off.
So, ladies, I had a chance to talk to, or to speak with 4 young ladies on how they balance it all, and this is what they've said. So let's take a look.
Good morning. My name is Heather Edge. I take on many roles on a daily basis, but just to name a few, I am a high school teacher. I'm also a coach to dozens of female athletes. I'm a wife, a club sponsor, and my favorite role is being a mother to 2 beautiful children. Just like all the other women in today's series, we get asked, how do we do it all? And there is no easy answer. There's no simple step-by-step directions, instructions, or what you may call it. It's not easy. However, I think that all the women here would agree that we feel as if there's a calling for us to devote our time and our effort and our passion into stuff we care about.
This year I became principal at Washington County Christian School. It has been very challenging, but I have had a very blessed year this year. The first thing I would truly have to say is my prayer life. Being able to stay connected to Christ and pray and have a relationship with Christ. The second thing I would have to say is having a support team. Having a support team and with my family, also here at the school, that supports your goals and also your visions for your job that you're doing. And the last thing I would truly have to say is giving myself some grace, realizing that I'm human, I'm going to get tired, I'm going to make mistakes, so giving myself some grace and understanding that I got to take time for myself.
It's such a blessing to be able to be a wife, a mother, and to be in a work role that is so fulfilling. In my case, I'm in multiple roles. So what I have to constantly remind myself, and often my child, is do not spend more than 5 minutes worrying about something that will not matter in 5 years. You can waste a lot of productive time in your work environment and a lot of quality time in your family life when you worry about things that are just beyond your control.
Have a start and stop time. I think it's really important not try to be that superwoman. Be flexible and knowing that some things won't get done, and that's okay. Number 4, I would say surround yourself with positive women. Women who are not just positive, but are praying, have a foundation that you can go to and praying for you, praying for your family. I definitely have a circle of prayer warriors, and I think that is so important for life balance. So I say to you, it's Happy Mother's Day. Be easy on yourself and know that you too can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Find your purpose, and with your purpose, you will find life balance. Happy Mother's Day, and take care.
So 3 of the ladies, they mentioned grace, that gives yourself grace. And I think one of you said it also earlier. Alicia, that seems to be a common thread. Like, don't expect you to do everything right, and don't expect to be perfect as a mom or a wife.
Mm-hmm. Right. I definitely agree with giving yourself grace, because you can't do everything. Mm-hmm. When you try to do too much, something is going to go undone. So it's just best to do what you can and just be satisfied, be content. I've learned that it didn't just happen, early on with me. I didn't get to that point early on, trying to, take on too much at one time. Because at one time I was also giving piano lessons. And I also, I'm a musician. I play for 2 different churches. That keeps me really, really busy. And I've learned to, just say, hey, I can't do it anymore, when it comes to some events or taking on some things that people want me to do. But you have to, understand that you're just one person and you can only do what you can. And don't feel bad about it when you say, hey, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Can't do it. I don't have any problems now saying no. I spoke of this last week on our show, and I said to some people, I want to be known as unreliable, because when you're unreliable, then they won't ask you to do anything. So some people I protect. Hey, you can't count on me. I'm unreliable. Yeah, I'm at that point right now. So like, don't ask me, because it probably won't get done.
When did you realize that?
Probably about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I just can't do that. Yeah, I can't say yes to everything now. So I'm like, I'm unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
I need to put it on my forehead. Because honestly, people, us that are known to get things done, people pull on you and grab on you to complete or to assist with their projects. And when you're known, for the person that's getting it done, you're going to have that. And so I'm changing my label.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get things done all the time. I don't. So don't ask. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask Anna, what is your most hated chore?
Oh, cooking. And
really?
Yes. And it's so frustrating because my children want to eat every day. And so I just feel like every day it is this struggle. Yes, I hate to cook. I have zero desire to do it. And it's like, well, everyone needs to eat to survive. And so I have to feed them. And that's why when I said it's like this huge accomplishment, if I've given them eggs and a protein, like and like bacon or sausage, and like they've got good protein in their heads and not like, a sugary cereal, I feel like I am mom of the year, because that's how I feel. So I hate to cook. I hate it like so much.
What is yours, Sabrina, your most hated chore?
I have a hated chore. I don't mind. I'm kind of domestic in that way. I don't mind cooking. I don't mind. I mean, look, again, I have help. Maybe if I had to do it all the time, I would feel different. But I will say, if I had to clean a bathroom every week, I would not be happy. I know that 100%.
Yeah, you would not be happy. See, I have to clean my own bathrooms. I have to clean. Keeslin cleans 1. I clean 3.
Ooh.
We have 4 bathrooms. Yeah.
Well,
I'll say sometimes Roger cleans 1, but most of the time I clean 2. He cleans 1, and Keeslin clean her. So that's 4 bathrooms. Yeah. Yeah. So, Alicia, what is your most hated chore?
It's putting away the clothes. I'm okay with putting them in the washing machine, putting them in the dryer, folding the towels, that's fine. But putting the clothes away after you have folded them, that's hard for me. I do it, but it's just not something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah. I'm horrible. I think I shared this last year. And if you would see my laundry now, you'll be around, so you should be ashamed. And I am embarrassed for people to know that, but it's to see it, not to know it, but to see it. But I am not good at laundry. That's why everybody in this household do their own laundry. I taught Keeslin at the age of 8. I'm not good at laundry. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're going to have to do your own. And she's been doing it ever since. I told Roger when we're getting, planning to get married, I can't do your laundry. I'm not good. So they all understand. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's horrible. That is one thing. I can keep the house spick and span, but laundry,
You
yeah.
just throw it in a room and close the door.
I don't even close the door. I put it in piles like I'm always in the middle of washing. So I have separated piles. You know how you separate your clothes?
Sure.
So we have a room. There's a separated pile. You like, Ron says, really? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I do well, but then I fall off the wagon. I'm not good. No, not at all. Okay. So this is what I want to do. Last question. Quick meal. What is your quick meal? Now, Anna, is it eggs? What is your quick meal?
Okay, truth, but whether it's a quick meal that my kids will eat, probably quick meal that my kids will eat is tacos, because I can brown. And I know a lot of people don't think that's really cooking, but y'all, if I took raw meat and put it in a non-raw state and people can make tacos out of it, like that's amazing. I mean, I have cooked, right? So that would be it. But quick meal for me would make, because I am very, very good at making white rice, because I'm Colombian and Colombians eat rice for like every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so I know how to make white rice very well. And so quick meal for me would be white rice and a can of tuna.
There you go. Okay. All right. Sabrina?
Spaghetti. Quick meal
Spaghetti.
for me, spaghetti that, and Sawyer will eat it and love it, and I can do that quickly.
Alicia?
Spaghetti is always easy, but also a breakfast is good in the evenings. That's quick for me. Easily take out breakfast meat.
Yep.
Put on the grits, and here we go. We're good.
All right, girls, let's say this. Let's do a game. It's called Which One? Okay. So we're gonna have some fun. This is funny. One of you cried at your daughter's doctor's appointment, and they looked at you and said, "Mom, it's not that serious." Which one of us?
Anna.
Serena says
You want
Anna.
us to say the answer?
I want you to say, yeah, who do you think it is? One of us.
I think it's Alicia.
Because I have older girls?
Because Sabrina has a girl and I know I don't.
Yeah, boy.
And she gets me. So.
Okay, it was Alicia. It was Alicia. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One of us said something not so flattering about someone in front of their child, and later that person came to visit, and the child proceeded to repeat what was said earlier by one of us to that person, and that person was mortified. Which one of us did that embarrassing thing?
Me? Was it you?
No, it wasn't me.
Okay.
Sabrina?
Yeah, it was Sabrina. All right, another question. One of us grew up in Long Island, New York, and did not move to Florida until high school. Who is that?
I have no idea.
Anna?
Mm-hmm.
Anna, yeah.
I did.
Anna.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What part of Long Island? Just
Huntington.
Huntington.
Huntington. Mm-hmm. So I got to go see a Broadway play. The first one was Cats. I was over 5, and that was super cool. And that was neat, just living in such close proximity to things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. One of us, most embarrassing moment as a mother is they lock their kid in the car.
Oh no.
Bronstons.
Like something you would
Did you say this last year? I feel like I remember this,
I
right?
did. I shared that last year.
Like that's something you would do.
Yeah, unfortunately, when Keeslin was like 2, I had a different car, the Thunderbird, and I put her in the car seat, and I guess I left the car and running. I turned the car on and closed the door and it locked, and it was a nightmare. But
Thank God it was
thank
running.
God she-
You did another
Yeah.
thing too that you didn't share when Keeslyn was really little. When I want to say you went to the gym while she was asleep.
I did.
Did you forget?
Manager. Yeah, I think I shared this. The property, I just had to get away and just go to the gym. It was on the campus, on site, the apartment complex. And I went to the gym and she was asleep and I was on the treadmill and I looked back and it was the property manager had her in a blanket, carrying her, bringing her. Like, you cannot do that. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna call DCF. I'm going to jail. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, crazy. So that was me. All right. One of you used to keep a box under your bed with little notes that was perceived with that was mean things that your mom did to you, and you said you would never do that to your children, but then you find yourself doing the same things. Who is that?
Sabrina.
That was easy.
Because
Huh?
of the bedtime, the bed's making story.
That was me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of you would like to experience parachuting one day.
Wow.
That's Alicia.
Alicia,
I feel like we did
yeah.
that last time. No.
No,
No? Who wants
She was
to?
very-
You want to, Sabrina?
it is me. It is me.
Oh, okay. I
It's
feel yes.
definitely not me. I don't like
Yeah,
doing
I'm not
that.
gonna do anything adventurous ever.
Yeah, I'm not jumping out of planes. I'm not doing hot air. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
All right. Last one. Well, no, we got a couple more. One time when traveling with the kids, they didn't take the stroller or a basket or a car seat, and they had to figure out how to use a bathroom at a rest area with one in their arms and the other toddling around next to her. So that moment was embarrassing. I'm going to say that again. So there was traveling on the interstate, had two kids, one's an infant, one's a toddler. They did not have a stroller or a basket or a car seat for the infant, and they had to figure out how to use the bathroom at the rest area. One was literally in her arms and the other one was toddling around her.
Well, it has to be Alicia or Anna, and I'm gonna go with Anna because they're the only ones with two. So I'm going with Anna and the age. Sounds like one would be a toddler. Yeah.
I will never win the Mother of the Year award because I don't think ahead in things like that. And so it was just a regular car seat, and we were driving to somewhere like Miami. I mean, it was an 8-hour drive, and somehow I should have figured out we've got to stop. And, you think, okay, you're going to, take the porta potty for one kid and, the diapers for the other. But like, how are you going to use the bathroom? Because you're not going to put a baby in a public bathroom on the floor. You're not going to leave them in the car. And I literally was using the bathroom with a toddler child in my arm, an infant in my arms, and my toddler. Don't touch anything. Just, and other people are in this public bathroom listening to this. It was just really embarrassing.
Yeah. One of you would like to take a trip to Alaska. One of you would like to take a trip to Paris. Okay, who's who? Which one?
I'm gonna go with Alaska for, I don't know, Rostons. I'm making that up. I don't know. Paris for
Paris, Sabrina.
No, unfortunately, that's not me. I've been to Paris a couple times. My favorite city in the world, though.
Yeah.
I love Paris.
So who's Alaska?
Alicia, do you want to go to Alaska?
No.
I want to go to Alaska.
You want to go to Alaska?
I do. I've never been to Alaska, and I think that would be pretty neat.
Anna wants to go to Alaska. I want to go to Paris. I have not been to Paris.
I want to go to
Girls trip.
Hawaii. I have not been to Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll
So,
love Paris.
Yeah, I've never been. So yeah, I do want to go to Paris. Okay. All right. So now, guys, I want us to grab our boxes. We all have boxes. And so these are Mother's Day gifts for each of you for participating in One Woman Many Roles, because we wear so many hats. We are doing a great job in spite of everything that we have going on, whether it's being a wife, mother, the careers, our, community work, and just everything. And so I just wanted to say you are special. So let's open these up. They smell good, don't they?
They smell good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. So in the box, and we'll show it, you have first, everybody has this cup, and it says, sometimes you forget that you're awesome. So this is your reminder.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then next you have these, I think they're bath bombs.
Bath bombs.
Yeah. That smells good.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are several of those. There's smell those? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you have candles.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you guys can just set up the room and drink your favorite beverage and enjoy your special time with yourself. Okay. And I will say, look, like all of us turned out.
We're both
very
trying
well.
to open this one, Anna. We were both like,
We're trying to open it. And that's funny. That smells good.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I want to know who else for Mother's Day said what I would like is for everybody to leave me alone.
Say that.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. I don't say that. Yeah. But yeah. So ladies, I want to thank you for being on this show, for participating. And like I was saying, you guys turned out great as mothers. So you must have been raised by some great mothers. And I will say that for myself. I was raised by a great mother. She's awesome. I love her. She's the ideal mother. So it's Edna Pittman. We love you.
I love her.
Yeah, we love you. You're a great mom, and you've done a great job raising me. See? There you go. All right, ladies, wish your mom and everyone else a happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. Happy Mother's Day, ladies.
Happy Mother's
Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. And just remember, you can't do it all. Remember to do your best and to give yourself some grace and to remain present with your family, with your husband, your kid. And then when you're at work, remain present there. And therefore, you can hopefully balance everything out. And with that said, we are going to leave you with this. A mother is you. A mother is the person that is kind. A mother is a person that is strong. A mother is a person that leads by example. Again, we believe that's all of you because we want to believe that everybody that's watching this show is a great mom. Okay? So happy Mother's Day. And remember, when you know the truth, you can speak the truth, and the light shines brighter when it shines for two.